You're watching University of Minnesota Marching Band Public Television.
Hello, neighbors, and welcome to my hood. And I'm Mr. Baxter. How are you this evening? That's great. Mr. Baxter isn't perfect, and neither is anybody else, and that's okay. Well, neighbors, as you can see, I have 300 very special guests with me today, and they're going to be playing some children's music for you in just a moment. But first of all, we have a very important subject to talk about. What you just heard was the tuba. Now, we will not be visiting a tuba factory today, but in case you were wondering, this is what 21 tubas sound like. Isn't that a beautiful sound? Isn't that the most beautiful sound in the world, ever? It's important to remember, in band as in life, the tuba is the most important thing. It's all that matters. Well, look what we have here, kids. It's our old friend, neighborhood light rail car. Hello, neighborhood light rail car. How are you this afternoon? I bet he's great. It's unlike the light rail to be off cue. That's okay. We all make mistakes. Me too. Mr. Light Rail, we're talking about music today. Do you like music? Everybody likes music. Is there any music you'd like to share with us this afternoon? All right, go ahead. Mr. Light Rail's a little under the weather for a moment, but that's okay. How about now we listen to the wonderful rendition of Zippity Doodah and My Favorite Things from the University of Minnesota Marching Band. Wow, isn't that amazing? You know, when a band looks that good and sounds that great, the band director doesn't even have to fly around from the ceiling to draw attention. Isn't that wonderful? Mr. Baxter thinks so. Did you notice Did you notice the most important thing about that song, everybody? The tubas? Weren't the tubas wonderful? I believe so. Mr. Trolley's back. Hello, Mr. Light Rail Car. I see you have returned, just on cue again. You know, we didn't really appreciate your last song. Is there any other music you'd like to share with us? All right, go ahead. Mr. Light Rail is what we in the business prefer to as 0 for 2. But that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes, even Mr. Baxter. And that is how he takes care of his hood. Perhaps we can get back in the musical spirit with the Minnesota Marching Band performing the Children of Sancho. Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much, University of Minnesota Marching Band. Did you notice the solo at the beginning of that piece? The whistle solo in the back? It was a beautiful thing. Just remember, kids, if you put in a lot of work day in and day out and try your hardest, you too could be the drum major and you could have a whistle solo. Another important part of that piece, I hope you noticed, was the percussion. Percussion is amazing. It's almost as good as the tubas. Well, look who's back. It's our old friend, Neighborhood Light Rail Car. You've returned. Great. You know, Mr. Light Rail Car, we didn't really enjoy the last 2 songs you had. At least, most of us didn't. Those of us with a soul. Is there any other music you'd like to share with us? All right, but just 1 minute. All right, Mr. Light Rail, let's hear it. Yay! Woo! Rough. Well, Mr. Light Rail Car, I think that saved you. We all are fans of Mr. Light Rail again, aren't we? It's important to keep your friends. You know, hearing that song here in Minnesota reminds me of one very important lesson we must all remember. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.